sketchy, you know what I mean? So I'm hoping they kind of pick that up. Again, Miramar, different map, different rotations, obviously completely different playstyle as far as the terrain. This is the map I'm most excited about, Puck.
Is indeed. We have a pretty vanilla plane coming over from east to west. Yeah, I'm hoping the circle does something a bit more exciting than the plane did.
Yeah, but this is good. This is good for the teams that have kind of struggled the first 3 games. You know, they have, everyone should be able to go where they want to go. Essentially, with this plane path, it's right down the middle. So we'll see. I'm really again looking towards Rumblers as well as Sonics, and then Hardshifts who are behind them. It's kind of a busy middle looting phase of the map, as you can see right there, just to Picado all the way down to Chumacera. There's a lot going on in there, but we'll see. In that circle that we just saw, what? Oh
no, Keenan's screaming in comms right now. Keenan is screaming. Oh, he's honking him. He's honking him.
Oh no, backflip. Oh, come
on, man.
At least a front flip or a something, man. He didn't even take Keenan's shirt. I would have looted Keenan and taken his shirt.
I'm messaging Prim. I'm deducting points from Sonics for that.
I'm actually just going to DM Mime right now and ask him what the hell his problem is.
Hate to see it. All right. Good start for Sonics, right? Great start for Sonics.
Veritas, yeah. So it is going to be Mime finding a kill for himself there. Veritas going to start down immediately 1 member. And this circle is one that we are very used to and is quite vanilla, to be completely honest with you.
It is a little bit of a boring one. Maybe restore some normality to the
chaos.
The games that, yeah. I mean, to be honest, there's only really 4 teams in kind of a good central position. There's a big cluster outside to the north and the east. If we can take a look at the map in a second, you see, over towards the east and a lot of teams outside.
Oh, we forgot to mention, we did kind of mention at the beginning, we have to touch up on it. Clueless and Liberate are also fighting on Miramar. Their squabbles do not end on Erangel. These guys have also been fighting over this position as well for the most part in scrims too. Shout out to Poro for all that info. If you guys haven't, you should definitely check out Poro, by the way. He streams the scrims if you're kind of interested in getting the heads of some of these teams. I believe he does it with Los sometimes as well. You guys should definitely check that out.
Yeah, really, really high level, detailed breakdown over there on Poro's channel. I know he's listening tonight. That's the only reason I've said that.
Yeah, I know.
I'm going to wait 9.5 minutes now and watch my Discord DMs because he will drop me a message after that.
It's going to blow up as well.
He sent me some abuse earlier. He was talking about my beard being misaligned.
Wow.
I mean, have you seen the hair on...
He's talking about hair. Okay.
Have you seen the hair on his head? Like, come on. I just doubled down. I'm going to get 2 messages now. One from Poro and one from Prim.
There it is. Prim's going to definitely celebrate your comments. Poro, not so much. Prim is ruthless.
Yeah.
Prim is truly ruthless.
She doesn't hold any punches.
Oh, no, not at all. Looking at the circle, though, it looks like some of the teams have started to rotate in. Again, we were just with this Ascendance. I just want to see them set up early. That's kind of been the issue. I feel like Ascendance has kind of been on the outside. And when they do rotate in, they're kind of just... I don't want to say blind sending, but it does seem a little aimless as far as the rotations goes, because we've seen them get picked apart so far. So I don't know. I don't know what Ascendance needs to do to change it, but here we see the Church of Los being taken by Los, of course.
And Sonics.
And the Rumblers.
Yeah, Sonic's making a mad dash south of Picado. And again, I think they've spotted out there's probably going to be somebody still holding on to Church. So they're going to head east towards the Onus. And this is kind of away from the circle, but it's for them to find another path in towards the center. Maybe try and look for a route through past Chumacera, but actually they should be able to. Hard shifts the position down to the south side. I mean, Sonics aren't going to know that, but they do have a little bit of space to keep going southwest. Should they choose to find anything on the edge of Chuma, but looking like they're going to settle for, I mean, we've seen them play this compound time and time again.
Yeah,
but
this is a very Sonics compound.
The apartments is where they often split to on something that's a bit further south.
And they have so much sightlines in that position to play from. I mean, obviously, as does the Rumblers and the Church in their position, but Sonic's already finding themselves a really great position, and you know that's kind of the benefit of looting Picado and getting all the teams off of off of that drop. But we're also seeing Ascendants now actually making their way into the circle. I just said I've been wanting to see them get a nice position and kind of have the chance to hold it. They're going to find that. As Veritas also comes down to, we call these colors, by the way. I don't know what you called them. Just
Lego
colors, yeah. But this compound, or these sets of compounds on the side of the road, kind of awkward to hold. Not the worst position. Definitely not bad to rotate out of, but not necessarily like a very kill-centric compound.
No, it's not. And yeah, I mean, they lost Keenan. I mean, off the rip. I was going to say they lost him early. They lost him before he hit the ground.
Literally, yeah. They literally didn't start the game with him. So, there's always that. But Hardships with a nice... I really like the split from Hardships, taking control of the top side of Chuma, which is arguably the better part of it, as well as a little bit to the southeast. We see shots coming out, and Cherry he's going to be just fine. Zenith has also positioned themselves to the south of Leonis, which also has good rotations. I think that's pretty much what most teams are going to do, and that's what everyone is going to see. You guys are going to see these teams just set up for good rotations, because, I mean, you can't really set up for a circle in circle one, obviously.
No, people just feeling each other out. Again, they just want to gain some information on the compounds around certain areas. And, Oath being one of them, they've obviously backfilled Picardo and come down to the south now. Dietrich's was previously at that concrete, but I guess he's headed elsewhere. See, SEA's pulled all the way south to the crossroads. Actually, Beck going to find a kill onto NHS of Clueless. That's going to send them back north. Again, I mean, a lot of the prime real estate pretty much occupied now already. Again, the west side of Leonis, the hangars, that's always a hot spot in circles like this.
Yeah,
Sonic's
100%.
compound, again, one eye open. We've got Rumblers up at the church. Lego's already occupied. A lot of this is taken early, Godspeed.
A lot of it is taken early. There's a few pockets of, I mean, there's still a lot of space, right? The reason why we're talking about the good stuff being taken early is because, yes, technically there's still quite a bit of open in the map, but they're not positions that you really want to hold and keep. Some of them you can't because they're just in the wide open. So I think the first shift will be pretty telling as far as where, what teams are going to be in trouble, what teams aren't. But overall, I think the circle, as you said, it's pretty much full as far as the good positions. I mean, sure, you could go northwest of Chuma, but no one really wants to play from there.
No, you're kind of backing yourself into a corner. Yeah. I mean, unless we see a wacky second shift, like you already said.
Right.
This one's probably going to be a bit of a stalemate for the first Miramar game. And like I said, return to some form of normality with PUBG this evening.
Unfortunately, it had to be on Miramar, but,
our collective hearts weep.
We'll see, though. I mean, if this shifts super far south, I think that's going to leave a lot of teams from the north in a lot of trouble. I would even argue like the Rumblers line at Church, anything past that is going to be difficult to rotate in. But we'll see. We'll see where the circle is going to go. It's about to close. Zenith's still making moves, though. They're being very active in this first circle, and I do like to see that. There's the shift. It's actually going to go pretty central, so nothing really changes, actually. A little bit south, but yeah, I mean, this almost shifted completely on itself, so strap yourself in, Pock. It's going to be a slow burn.
Yeah, and I'm just looking back over towards Hardship's position because, I mean, it's a wide split, but nobody is able to kickstart using that hill as some kind of half pipe.
Yeah, actually really... Is he trying to get it up there? Yeah. One of the vehicles just let it go. I think it was a Murado that just.
He's got to pull back now to pick up Punich. Punich took a little bit of damage.
Yeah, I almost just left without him, actually.
Yeah, she just did. Yeah. I was saying that Poon was going to hop in the vehicle and just drive off because Kickstart.
Wait, One Eye Open has angles on this.
Yeah, I mean, they're pressuring Shinboy inside that smoke. Rost a little bit further up, outside of line of sight. No. Bullets really landing. Yeah, it could have been
a nice knock there.
I mean, Doobie's way out on his own here. He's playing the Shacks by himself, but
Bale's gonna find Greg's shot. Oh, this is a little bit of a scrappy fight. It looks like Fable's actually gonna immediately pull off of this. I don't blame them. There's no real need to fight on this. They can wrap all the way down to the southeast if they want to, which is actually quite open. Rotating on the south on this circle is in my opinion, quite favorable. We did a lot of south rotations on the circle, and it worked out very well. So I wouldn't be surprised if they pulled off.
No, you're absolutely right. There's hardships again, just nobody really pressuring this split, which means they're probably going to be able to play it into the next circle as well. And that's worrying for a lot of teams kind of scattered. I don't want to say towards the center, but, you know, around the... It's not really edge either.
Yeah.
Nobody really able to get into control of any of this... the high ground, really. I mean, Maluk is holding a hill that usually 3 teams can coexist on.
Yeah, and it looks like Zenith may go up to the other side of the hill that you're talking about, which you can hold from the high ground, which is pretty much dead center at this point. The problem is none of these teams, Puck, can really like work. You know, they can't really do anything. But every team at this point is basically just waiting for the shift.
Yeah, it's I mean, I just fear that this is going to be one that lots of teams end up just keep rotating, trying to find something on the edge, and there's another team, and then another team, and then another team. As I mean, we've already got the situation now. The second team pulling up in close proximity to Oath now. Was previously Fabled. Oath did peel back a little bit, but Snake is off to the north here. Sovereign, he's going to open up as well.
But it doesn't matter. Snakers hit him from the back. Snakers with another knock. There's actually 2 disgusting back-to-back knocks from Snakers.
Yeah, and this is what I mean. Just the team's just getting weakened in situations like this. And I mean, now Gravity are going to send it even further around the west side and try and find something else. And I mean, look at the west. He's got to drive through Liberate and send Fabled out to the west as well. And the circle pulled away from them as well.
This is an interesting shift because this is a massive valley. This is basically a giant valley with mountains on each side. So this is going to be tough. This is, I think, when we're going to start to see a lot of these teams fall. Fuck.
Yeah, because a lot of this area in between Hardshift Split, and I'm talking about between Maluk and where J-Sank is, a lot of that is unplayable. Like, you can't play it. It's so flat and open. If anybody has the high ground position, it's not a playable dip. Yeah, they can see into it.
And still, the Hardshifts have not consolidated. They've kept this kind of split going. I like the way that they are enforcing map control in the positions that they're taking. They're not letting anyone get anything. And I think, honestly, that's been a big factor as far as helping them, you know, make it to the end game in such a favorable position overall. And just the decision making, I'm sure, by Luke as well. I mean, like, it's really hard for me to stop complimenting Hardships because I just love this team so much and they do so well. Obviously, they've struggled in the past, but so far, on point.
Is indeed. As a couple of teams looking to reposition, Sonic's being one of them. And as mine made it, I guess he's made it into that compound the other side of the road, but Shrimsy way off to the north here. I guess they're setting up to try and hold some of these teams they're expecting to rotate in. The compound Mime's at is that shack on the roadside, or a couple of shacks on the roadside. So maybe just trying to set up a little bit of a trap for anybody that comes in between.
It's possible. It's definitely possible. They do have a good position on the edge here. As we watch Oath come in, how do you think they're going to rotate into this? I mean, where do they just rotate in from the north and go for the fight?
I mean, again, I come back to it. The same problem arises. So many of these teams coming in blind. I mean, Oath really here pulling up outside the circle to try and...
They're just a scout, yeah.
Yeah, they're trying to get... But look, Snake is literally on the line here. They've got to find something else. And Oath are just one team. I feel like there's kind of 5 teams in this situation right now.
100%. I agree with you. Yep. I mean, you see Veritas doing that. Veritas a little lucky, though, as far as the resistance that they're choosing. But the south side, yeah. Ascendant sending it in as well. You have Fabled, who actually are split. One member of Fable is right behind One Eye Open, I think. And Hambito now going to pop off.
Yeah, Rip falls as well. Send doing what they do best. I mean, capitalizing on the timing, right? You know, Clueless are fighting down on the south side of the street. I feel like they should be sending it further down the road here, but they're taking it slow for some reason and stopping here.
I think potentially they just don't want to keep sending it, and they're just going to choose to take this fight rather than potentially get blown up or, you know, or run into another team. I don't know. They actually have Clueless on the ropes here.
Don't lose the bike.
Okay.
Yeah,
that bike is the only way they get out of this alive.
And that's full send mode.
Yeah,
get the res, send.
Get the hell out of there. Oh, and look at this.
Hardships actually gave up the compound to Tactical 8. Maluk still has access to the high ground. But that's actually big.
That's
and again,
huge. Yeah,
that area to the north is the one we were talking about, Godspeed. You can't play that until the hill is out.
There's nothing there. Yeah, there's absolutely nothing there to play. Oh! Super is going to find Ripper. What a shot.
That was disgusting.
So just like that, Virtue looking a lot healthier this game, although they have quite the rotation ahead of them. That's not going to make it up there. Just give up on that, Murado. And we still see, it looks like Ascendance just going back to Edge. I mean, what is their play here? I think they're going to rotate back through the blue. Okay.
I mean, their play is to rotate into Liberate, who are probably still going to be lurking and just moving with blue on the way in. Sonics and Oath, meanwhile, getting into it. Oath, as we know, we're trying to find a home. Snakers is down now. Balefrost got a smoke down, hiding behind this Murado. Pat Caps is already out of the equation. Sonic still got 4 alive, so that is absolute perfection.
Oh. Man,
how
these grenades.
Is Bale alive?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. It's just Bale and Real now for Oath, and it's been a rough start. It's been a rough start for these guys. Zenith now actually in a fantastic position in the circle as well, as we see Liberate now fighting a little bit with one-eyed open. And Baja, unfortunately, down, so they're going to have to do this with a 3-man, but Liberate has proven that even as a duo, they can be quite effective.
They can swing. They can swing.
Patron is actually going to be down.
Good hit.
The shots are going to be coming out. Winlow can't quite knock Guab down. And from behind, it's Duel.
What? Duel are actually getting aggro on this.
Yeah, they've pushed us. They heard the shots.
Shrimsy actually just yoinked that away.
Of course he did. And now, nice, beautiful spray down from Hella Senpai. 3x on an AK, not the easiest to control either. Even with a flash hider or comp, very well done.
Yeah, a little bit of help from Sonics from distance here, but now Sonic's in a good position to really, I mean, stop the push from Duel, at least on their side of the hill.
Right.
And kind of force Liberate into an awkward spot. Elsewhere, we do actually see Lobes falling from the hard chest, but hold up. Pros don't snake.
Okay, we went to go look at this. Yeah, but we didn't even get a chance.
Absolutely taking it to Virtue.
Yeah, we saw the fight on the map. I'm pretty sure our spectators tried to snap to it, and before they even had the opportunity, all 4 members were dead. That's wild. And now Duel is going to be in a little bit of trouble as Poonage is going to find Wooly. They might be able to get a res here. I'm not quite sure if Poon is maybe baiting, but it looks like Penta now down into smoke as well. And Duel's in a little bit of trouble. 3 kills, though. Still have been able to do a little bit of work in this game, but I think they wanted Cherry. Meanwhile, we're going to find a knock on Guab B. Liberate is still there as well.
Yeah,
and this shift the circle is absolutely awful. There's really nothing to play here.
I mean, the other thing is Maluk is still solo holding. I mean, he's been there since Circle 1.
Yeah,
he's literally been there since Circle 1. He's obviously got the information that Pros Don't Snake have made it up onto the backside of this hill. Sociopath actually the one to get all the way up onto the top, I guess.
And the rest of Hardships is taking shots.
Yeah, I was going to say that they're going to relay this information and try and pinpoint Sociopath for Maluk.
And Sonics now, this is actually one of the few good positions left because they have a lot to work with if they continue to wrap into the left. They do have to be careful of Zenith, though. As this fight on the south is still taking place, Liberate, it's just Hella Senpai. They're going to find him. That's going to be Liberate out at 10th place. Duel continuing to survive and to find the points. I believe that's at least 4 kills to their name. And now here comes Hardships, is what you were talking about.
Actually, Skazka's got himself into a dirty little spot there, but the trade is good from J-Sank. We'll get the knock on to Chubba. So it's just Sociopath left. He's the one that was up here first, and he's unfortunately going to fall there. Hardships just look absolutely deadly tonight again. And this was a really greedy split.
Yeah,
I say greedy, but it was calculated. The rest of Hardships, I mean, Maluk was up there solo again. Lobes, Chuba, and J-Sank flexed down to try and pressure over on the east side. And Maluk was there with the overpeak, I guess, covered from his teammates. Duel now hearing this. Look, they're coming. They're trying to get hungry. Cherry with 5 kills.
Yeah, and they've managed to stabilize as well because they had at least 1 or 2 members knocked. So Duel going to get it as they push forward. I also want to say that Maluk played that greedy split solo very well. He didn't overextend. Yep. That was very well played from him.
Play your life in that situation.
That was well played. Again, I really sound like a broken record, but Hardships is just putting on a clinic tonight.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to jump over into Poro's stream and hear what he's saying, because he was hating on the Hardships, man. He was hating on the Hardships the other day.
I just think our expectations are so high because that roster is so talented. But nice nade coming out of Chuba right onto Cherry. It's going to stop his kill streak quite early. What? Wait. Did that bounce off someone?
Yeah. Chuba throws a great nade and then an absolutely trash nade right after it.
Oh, man. And now it's just the last 2 members of Duel on this hill with Hardships. They're going to find the knock onto Luke. It should be a fairly easy pickup. This shift is actually really good. This is good for Hardships. As long as they can wrap into Sonics, granted, it's not going to be the best wrap, but that road as well, you can see right there, it kind of does split them out a little bit. So they have a crevice to play in.
Duel need to play this perfectly, though, to stop the 4-man of Hardships coming over and taking this spot from them, to be honest with you.
The biggest issue for either survivor, though, is Tig, Pac.
Yeah. Yeah, Tig is flexing right now. There's some Tiggle flex in the chat.
Yeah, little Tig flex. And here comes the push. Hardships coming in on the edge here. This is everything. Can they get the knock? They're going to find one. Oh, he's blinded. They're not going to find one.
The perfect timing on that. Wooly's actually going to throw another one over. The headshot comes over from J-Sank, though. J-Sank follows up, and Penta does get the first aid kit off, but he doesn't come out on top of the 1v1. Fantastic sweep from Hardships. All of this information getting relayed to Tiggleton. But Tiggleton's actually taking the fight with Zenith. Kickstart will find him on the side of the hill.
Which means the wrap is now completely open for Hardships. Tig was the flex that potentially could have held that out, and now he can't. Here comes Hardships. And I could only assume that Sonics knows they're here. Oh, maybe not. Ooh, no, they don't.
Oh my God. Shrimsy just trying to play time on that. He was the one that was coming up to try and help Tiggleton get the res off. The other 2 members, as you can see down here, Mime and H-Twin, trying to regress onto Zenith over at this weird compound that I'm not even going to try and name.
Yeah, it's just Hill Compound. I don't know. That's what we this is not really a name for it, but
that place.
That place up there, yeah. And this is definitely the compound to fight for, as it's, you know, almost center in this map on this very high point, but Sonics is fractured. Hardships has come in. They've really hurt them, especially with them not coming out of Zenith. And now this potentially may be Hardships game, but I love the way they're taking their time. They're not overcommitting. They're really looking at the wrap, because if this circle shifts too far north, they're going to be in a little bit of trouble, especially if they commit to this fight with Zenith.
And I mean, this is tricky because Sonics now can't play on the east side of the compound. It kind of forces their hand because they don't want to sit on the north side. Obviously going to be scared of anybody that's have to rotate in from this edge. I mean, Rumblers being one of the main factors here.
So much room to work with, Pac. So much room to work with. And look at them take their time. I love this from them. And I agree with you. You're absolutely right. This is going to force them into, not the Rumblers, excuse me, but this is going to force them into a bad position. Sonics really they're going to get pinched.
Yeah.
Hardships have played this incredibly well. They're just, you know, holding out the top high ground.
The other thing to consider now, actually, Rumblers getting this close means that Hardships can't kind of backfill Sonics and come down on the left side of the screen here. They can't really break LOS, and that's what they absolutely have to do with this new circle. I mean, depending on the utility situation, I don't think they can close the gap on Zenith safely.
At the same time, this also might force Rumblers to rotate more northwest. So, if anything... Oh, wait a second. Can they get this kill? They can.
This is the area we're talking about. This is in the mid game. You couldn't play this. Couldn't play it.
Now you can. This is actually a fantastic position to play from now, and you can see Hardships are going for it. They're going to try to clean up Veritas here. 10 kills yet again. Hardships are playing a different game of PUBG right now. That's going to be an easy cleanup for Lo.
I love the awareness. They swing back onto the west side of the circle, and look at all the space it's going to give them.
The Hardships are playing on a different level today. However, Rumblers are set up to receive this. Look at Los down on that hay barrel.
That's a dirty little spot.
Mm-hmm.
If he just hides there and waits for some contact onto another member of the Rumblers, he can do a lot of damage to Hardships, because they're going to prioritize this side of the hill now.
Yes,
they're going to try and spread out.
You're absolutely right. God, I love that big brain of yours, Puck. This has gotten very interesting very quickly, by the way. This went from a rather dull game to immediately the way that Hardships is set up, and now Rumblers as well. Sonics is still in the mix.
They spotted Los.
That's bad. No. That's really bad for Los. Unless Waldo is huge here. No, don't
shoot that guy.
Oh, that's
okay. Get the knock. That's fine. Swivel back onto the top side.
Yeah,
Waldo.
we'll allow it.
That nade looks like it's going to go onto the rock as well. That could be big damage onto J-Sank and Lobes, but they managed to avoid it. McCoy here to back up Waldo on this push uphill. And some more utility getting sent out. Waldo will confirm Chubba. Rumbler's not out just yet.
And they got Los out. Yeah.
Los getting bailed out there by Waldo. Again, I love the fact that information is relayed. I think Waldo's he's gone for the play that's going to get him 1 kill as opposed to maybe swinging onto J-Sank and Lobes, but it keeps Los alive.
It was definitely the safer of the 2 plays, and it worked out in their favor. And now it's just Hardships, Rumblers, and Zenith. As Sonics has been taken out, Kix is going to find Gaxi, and Gaxi was actually the flex.
Yeah.
Gaxi's down, which means Hardships can now start to move up. There's a lot going on in this fight, even though it looks like
there's a lot to process right now.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. This is a very fun fight to watch.
I'm just going to sweep round here. Actually, going to find onto Lobes. A little bit of a response from J-Sank, but not going to get the down off that.
And Waldini's going to find that knock huge. Now this is going to open up the door for Los to potentially get another knock. Can he find it? Oh, no! He's out of ammo!
Oh my God.
J-Sank is so low, but there it is. Waldo is going to find the rebound. McCoy's going to bleed out because of the time it took. That is tragic. And now Zenith
somehow have ended up the way. I mean, I thought they were going to fall to Sonics eventually.
I did as well. Well, especially because of the way that Hardships were holding that top angle, but because of the shift down over to the Rumblers, they didn't get the chance to. And now it's a 3-on-2. And that's so tragic that Los ran out of ammo and he didn't get the knock, because that was actually McCoy's life. Because Waldo had to step off to save Los. Damn, what a fight. Los is going to be found, and now it's just down to Waldini, I believe. But it's going to be very difficult, especially the way that Zenith is splitting this. But they're potentially giving him 3 1v1s, especially if he finds Poon here on his left. And no, there it is. Damn, what a fight.
Yeah, I mean, good stuff from Zenith, making up for the blunder that was Game 3 on Erangel.